Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Hermit Skies. In the previous episode, we finally did some more Botania, and we got a load of stuff sorted out here, and we eventually got ourselves some Terra Steel using this terrestrial agglomeration plate. That's the last word there. Yeah, we finally did that. We also got learning that the Black Lotus that are down here and the Blacker Lotus as well are really useful, and I didn't know about it, and I'm glad I do now, which is really nice. And then I basically left Terra Steel going here for quite a long time. We did a little time lapse of all those growing and multiplying out. So obviously, as you can see here, I have not changed the Nether Star one still, because, you know, I've got the crux under there, obviously, but I've changed it out to be Inferium seeds, and these are the tier 6 seeds, and that's all working out well for us. I'm pretty sure, for example, these are fully, yeah, these are going to be full. Would make sense. I have, obviously, you might see by the days, it's been quite a jump up in days currently, so I have been kind of AFKing around here quite a while, but you can see we have a lot of this stuff now. We now have 25,000 Inferium essence, and yeah, I've been doing a lot of work in the background, though a lot of it is been AFK. You may also notice I have a bunch of armor here. I've swapped out, I've turned this off now, but I've swapped out the spikes in here for the diamond spikes, and it's still occasionally doing it because the spikes are obviously still in there, but I've turned it off because it was filling up. And basically I've been taking like the gold and the steel, which there aren't as many of now because I've been all you know, getting those sorted, and because we now have the Talisman of Repair, or the Repair Talisman, that is a bauble item obviously, but it does you know, repair anything that's in our inventory. And so what we can do is we can have an entirely full inventory of items that need repairing, and it will go up 1 durability every single second. So I've been able to get some gold armor, some leather, which isn't a huge deal, but if we use a sawmill we can get some leather back, which is quite nice. And I've also been doing steel armor. Now I've got glowstone and stuff, that's not exactly too useful, but like steel, for example, I can smelt down in the smeltery, which is really nice, and I can just do a bunch of other stuff. And I've just been repairing some stuff like the Solium dagger, obviously, and I finally changed my crafting recipes to use the Master Infusion Crystal, which is quite nice. And it's not a huge thing, but if we wanted to, we could use a Disenchanter, which is a Draconic Evolution thing, and it's not too difficult to make. Just enchant books, emeralds, enchantment table, bookshelves, and draconic cores, and we can disenchant those. And something else I found out about bookshelves is we were really worrying about paper at one point. I completely forgot paper is a drop from this stuff, so we have 12,906 paper. I don't know why I was ever fretting about not having enough of those, but apparently I did, so yeah. But we're looking quite healthy over here. 25 diamond horse armors, 136 of those, some quartz, which apparently I also forgot we got quartz out of this, so I've been fretting over quartz for really zero reason at all, so I'm glad I've learned that at least, which, because we're going to need a lot of that. But yeah, I planned out quite a few things there. It's kind of a bit all over the place today, but I do want to get some stuff done. It's hopefully going to end with us getting the Wyvern armor sorted at the very least. But first thing I wanted to do is, now that we obviously have the Repair Talisman, something we want to do is get an alchemical chest, because instead of having one inventory, we can have an entire full chest in which this thing will work. So we can take the stuff from here and then bring it over here, put it into a chest, leave it, set it, forget it, and then after that, we can just come back later at a later date, and it will all be repaired at a 1 durability a second, obviously. So to get that, it's not too difficult. I mean, if we go in here, we have all but 3 items already sorted. So we have the 2 storage upgrade 5s, the Nether Star, and the chest. Speaking of Nether Stars, actually, we've now got 512 Nether Star essences. Apparently, that's quite nice. So what we need is some covalence dust of 3 different tiers, so the low, medium, and high. Low, we need manulin and raw carbon. We don't have any manulin, so all we're going to have to do is get some cobalt and some ardite, and we're just going to have to throw it into here. Now, my only concern is I do have Molten Infinity in here right now, so it might cause issues with that. But all we're going to have to do is then put that into an ingot. So that's fairly easy. Second one should be Enderium and Carbon, which we have the Enderium, because I made a bunch for the upgrades for this thing, which, by the way, that snowman that I made didn't work out. It wouldn't make any snow, so I'm going to have to go back to the Britannia route there. But what else do we need? The carbon ingot. So we just need to get 2 carbon. I know it's not really the best way of doing it, but we are just going to throw it into this machine. And there's a carbon ingot. It's better than just using the this thing again. Right, so you finally done? Apparently the Ardite does a little bit faster. But this should produce 1 manulin ingot. 1 ingot of molten manulin, which we've got to move to the bottom quickly. And then as soon as that's done, then we can come make the low and the medium covalence dust. 40 of each, so we've got to find somewhere to use the rest of that if we can. Right, and then we have the hive covalence dust, which is where we hit a bit of a snag. Now, with carbon block, not difficult. We already have that. It's pretty much just, you know, 9 carbon into a carbon block. I wonder if you can put that back into... No, you can't. I thought you might be able to like turn the carbon blocks back into 9 and have the chance to get the diamonds. Apparently not, but that's easy. This is where we hit a bit of a snag. So ludicrite ore, or ludicrite ingot rather, is relatively interesting to make. So you can make it from the dust, which the dust is only made from the ingot. So we have to make a block of it. Now to make a block of it, we have to use 4 plutonium dust, or plutonium ingots rather, 2 grains of the end, which is just end crystals, ender crystals, which is just evolved enderman and vibrant crystals. 2 of those smelted or macerated down, and then 2 iridium blocks, which we currently have only a few bits of iridium, but we can get those from the iridium ore chunks, which is from crushed netherrack, which isn't too difficult for us to get. It's only a 1% drop chance, but I mean, how many do we have right now? 4. Can you make a seed out of that? I guess you can make iridium seeds. Maybe we'll do that. But yeah, to do the ludicrite, we're gonna have to get plutonium. That's our main thing we have to get. To get plutonium, we have to get 8 cyanite ingots to make 1. So we're gonna need 4 of those. So we need, what, 32 cyanite ingots? To get those, we have to make a big reactor. Or it's now extreme reactors. So what we're gonna have to do is just create one of these. Now, it's not gonna be the most efficient because we already have our power situation sorted with these solar panels. It's not a huge deal for us. What we want to do is, if anything, we want to make a really inefficient one that's going to use all our yellorium. And speaking of yellorium, just ever so quickly, I do have a yellorium seed, which I just want to quickly throw into here because I want to get some more of these, and hopefully, because what, yellorium goes into yellorium essence, and 8 of those is 4. So that should produce quite a lot of fuel for this thing to be using. So hopefully we'll get that all working well, but I just need to get rid of all these and hope it's not going to do that. Right, gonna do one of those and set that to go do its job. Okay then, so quite a while later I finally got this working. I've kind of mixed a bunch of different guides together. Basically, yeah, I originally made it 3 tall, now it's 6 tall for whatever reason, and I've got the redstone flux power tap. Yeah, I basically put it together, and then for some reason it wasn't making any energy, so I don't know why that was, but now we've got it. It's not activated yet, but it should be now creating fairly decent, hopefully, RF per tick. It's got 5 control rods, 5 fuel rods per one, so hopefully that all works out and does what it needs to do. And yeah, it's going to be making quite a bit of power, but our main problem, or main thing we're worrying about, is obviously, and I don't think it's going to show here, we want the outlet mode into this one, and then we're going to have inlet. So I'm going to grab a bunch more yellorium just to have it going, and this has been producing in the background, which is quite nice, so we'll throw a bunch of yellorium in there. Hopefully does what I needed to do. Yeah, so it says waste. I'm gonna see. I assume what it's gonna do is, we obviously have the fuel in there, but there's gonna be, as soon as that gets to 1,000 millibuckets, I'm assuming it's gonna just go to the cyanite ingot in the chest on our right. I'm hoping, at least. That's generally what I'm thinking is going to happen. I also don't know what this is. Radioactivity. Okay. So as soon as this hits 1,000, which is hopefully soon, there we are. We should have a cyanite ingot in here now, which 8 of those is going to become a plutonium. So, yeah, there's no other way really of making plutonium, I'm guessing. No, doesn't look like it, unless we can make this out of anything. Nope. Okay, so we're just gonna have to wait until, again, we need like 32 of those. So eventually, we've got enough ingots, yellorium ingots in there to make it, do I want... Oh my god, I just realized how much power is going in there. And we should also, I guess, have a look at the yellorium. Oh, get out my face. How are you not dead? Did I hit you with, like, my fist by accident somehow? I don't know how that would have happened, but whatever. Anyway, so that's going to be producing in the background. We're not going to worry about it for the moment. It's just going to do what it needs to do. If it blows up, then I don't think it can, but if it does blow up, then something we've got to deal with. What on earth? Oh, these are all the cobblestone because I filled it with Resonant Ender, and if you didn't know, if you go into Resonant Ender, you teleport, and so do items. So I've got probably a bunch of items just teleported around the base randomly now. But yeah, that's going to get all sorted, and as soon as that's done, we can make the alchemical chest. We just need the high covalence dust, and that is doable. But obviously, we just got to do a bit of waiting. So in the meantime, I want to do some fusion crafting, or at least make the things for fusion crafting. So we want to make currently 1 basic fusion crafting. Well, actually we want to make 2, because we're going to have one anyway to then charge up and make the Wyvern one, and we can retroactively then go back and make the other basic one into a Wyvern one, and then we can go and turn those possibly into Draconic, but at the very least we want to get some awakened Draconium stuff so that we can then move on to possibly making, well, what we can do, go down to that. We can possibly then think about making at least 1 Awakened Draconium seed with the Insanium stuff as well, considering we do have 27 Ivarium. We should hopefully have enough of that, and then we can, do what we need to do. But first we need to make one of these, so it's just going to be a bit of doing that. We're, again, going to make 2. And then we just need some draconium blocks, which means we're going to need a bunch of draconium ingots. So we have obviously like thousands and thousands of draconium essence, which is really nice. So we're going to make 6 of these. Hopefully should do what we want. Yep. And then we need a fusion crafter thingy. So we're going to have to make one of those again. And fairly easily, which is good there. And also in the background we have all these. I wonder how many nether stars we have now. So 105 is how many we have now. So we just made 21. That's good. And also that does bring up a thing as well. Obviously we now have that completed, but we should also have completed this here. So we obviously had the Yellorium steel one, Yellorium and steel, and we finally obviously moved on to this, which is basically get 1 of everything. So we can now claim that, and now we just need 64 plutonium, which is going to take a little while, but we will eventually get to that. So what are we getting in here? An electromagnet. How useful, we already have one. Also, that does bring up a point. I don't know if you noticed, but for some reason I've only got 1 wing. Don't know why that is. If you do, please tell me. Just randomly happened. And then I want to get some cryothium or cryostabilized flux ducts, because I'm actually just going to set it up to here, considering the amount of power that is actually coming out of this thing. So yeah, that shouldn't connect, but it should connect into here. So what we can do is, even if we just set it up on top quickly, so we want some like 1 of those, and I think, yeah, we need to set it up sort of like those 2. But we're going to get this one to craft up to being the other thing. So, come on, there we are. I'm hoping this should then be able to supply power into this thing to craft this. So, we're going to need, oh yeah, we need quite a lot of these. Basically, every single one of these holds an item. Every single one of these holds 1 item. So we need to craft the Wyvern one. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total. So we currently have to make 7 more of these things, which means basically a bunch more draconium blocks, 7 more of these, but we need more draconium. So let's just make another stack or so. And then, yeah, we need to make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And hopefully that's enough to make, I guess we made 14 of them. I don't know, didn't know I had so many of these things. But I guess we can obviously always go up in amounts now. But we're going to just do, I think we'll just do 9 like that. And I guess we can craft up the rest. But let's put those like that. And we're going to need a bunch of items now. So to make the Draconium one, we need 4 nether stars. So those are the fake ones, so we can't use those. We need a Draconium block, which apparently we used all of them. So let's just get one more. And then we need a Wyvern core and 2 Draconic cores. So 2 of those and a Wyvern core, which requires a bunch more stuff. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of them. Then we need to get 1, 2 blocks and 2 nether stars. So 1, 2, and then 2 nether stars, I think it was. And a block of emeralds. It's a lot of work just to go into making one thing, obviously, but something you got to deal with. So we're going to put that in there. We're then going to have to individually put 1, 2, and then we're going to have 2 of those in there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I put, how many items do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, wait a minute. Yeah, so this was 9. So it's a good thing we made 9, or available 9. So now, how do you start the crafting? Do I also need to plug this in? Nope. Maybe I've got to plug it in like that. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. And it stacks them in. So here we are. Yeah, so it looks like we had to have it in the center. But now we can fusion craft into this. That is going to take quite a lot of RF, but this thing should... that's not going to show it, but this thing is going to be producing a bunch of power for us, which I guess is really nice. I mean, yeah, 160,000... or yeah, 160,000 RF per tick. So... yeah, should be good. We just need to, I think, find just some way of better using or better holding the power. That's my only thing. I don't know the best way of holding that amount of power and getting it. Like if we're making that much per tick, it's just, I don't think we're going to be able to hold that power for very long. It's the only thing. So what we need is one of these. Oh, and the Draconium block. Yes. So then one of those, and then the problem is we have to... So what was it we were trying to make? We were trying to make, well, Wyvern stuff, basically. The Wyvern stuff requires Wyvern fusion crafters, which obviously we've got now. But we're going to need a bunch more stuff, and this is for the, yeah, just the helmet. I mean, we are probably going to have to go kill another Wither, I'm thinking. It might end up coming up to that. Because that's one fusion crafting injector. Though, we can obviously complete these 2 quests now and do that. But we have to upgrade all of these. What was that? Compact Giant Chance Cube. Should we try that? But yeah, we have to now upgrade 8 more of these to tier or Draconic, or Wyvern rather, not Draconic. Draconic's going to take even longer because we've then got to get Awakened Draconium blocks and these and Wyvern core and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I think we might have to kill another Wither, which isn't going to be difficult. And maybe we'll get another Withering Soul, but I think it's going to have to happen quickly. And hopefully we don't die. But yeah, I'll kill this off camera because it's, you know, simple, pretty much. Okay, so a little while later, we finally upgraded all vectors, and in order to do that, I've had to change all these back to draconium seeds, because we're really low on the amount of draconium essence we have. We were at like 4,000 or whatever at the beginning. Now we're only on about 230, I think. But also, this says just done 32, so we can now turn these into the plutonium ingots that we needed. And then, what was it, ludicrite? We needed, yeah, a ludicrite block, which requires a bunch of other stuff. So we need grains of the end, which means we need a vibrant crystal, which means we need to do that, which means we need a vibrant alloy, which I have a bunch of, which was for a different project, but now I can't do. Well, I can do it, I just postponed it a little bit. And then we just need a soul vial. And to go to the end. Twice. I also did pop over into the end previously because I was trying to like work out the best ways of getting draconium ingots, and the best way of actually doing that, other than the seeds, I'm guessing at least, is just mining it. So what we might actually end up doing at some point is just getting a not mining dimension, but we might go and sort out some RF tools stuff and do that, just so we've got you know, if we can find some really good dimlets and stuff, that'll be nice. I think, is dimlets in here? Yeah, so it looks like we got dimlets and stuff, so that's perfectly fine. We can go sort all that out. And I guess we can have a look in those little portals as well at some point. But now, let's just go in Soulbinder again. Use our XP up. It'll eventually go into these two, and was it pulverize or sag mill? Sag mill. So sag mill that up, which this can now go into disabled or none on there. So that's those two sorted. And then we needed the ludicrite. We needed iridium blocks, which means we needed iridium ingots, which the best way of getting the iridium ingots was I need to get this one, was getting iridium ore pieces and getting crushed netherrack. So what we need to do is get a bunch of netherrack together. What's that? 8 stacks. We've got a hammer, and we've got our whatever the other thing's called, wand, I guess. To do this, and obviously the good thing is we have the talisman of repair now, so we just hold the hammer in our inventory. It doesn't have to be particularly anywhere in our inventory, it is just anywhere, and it will then heal it all back up, which is good for us as well. So let's just do that, which should bring all that into our inventory. So this you'll see in the durability actually in the bottom left hand corner will get sorted out, and that's now going to go through all that. Oh, there's also one extra stack here. I was thinking I was confused why there was only like a few stacks there. But yeah, that's all diamond stuff as well, so that should be fine. I am slowly also getting the enchanted books. Where are they? I've got 3 efficiency 5 and 12 fortune 3s, so we'll eventually, you know, get to the point where we can do that. But we need iridium, because we have 4, and unless we go and make some iridium seeds, I guess. I guess we could. We only have to make 6 more of these. I guess we can leave that. Also, we got to make 1 of every seed anyway, so it might be worth just having it done. But yeah, as soon as that's done, we can make the ludicrite, which means we can go into making these, which means the high covalence dust, which means we can then make the alchemical chest, which is like the first thing we wanted to do this entire episode. But yeah, in the meantime, we also need to get back onto some other stuff. Also, where are we at durability wise? Yeah, this thing has 796,480 durability, and we use quite a lot of it. That's why it's still in my inventory and taking forever, in case you're wondering why it's still not all the way up there. But if we wanted to, we could always go to the Draconic one, but what we want to do is we want to get to Wyvern Armour first. I think that's going to be a key one. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is if we look up Wyvern, obviously we just have to put the emerald infused carbon helm in there with all this stuff, which isn't too difficult to get. You know, fairly easy. I think it's all the same around. But this one is the one where I'm worried, because all these are just regular infused stuff. This requires the carbon jet plate. So if we look that up, I think I mentioned that I didn't need it, but apparently we do. So to get that, we just need to make one of these, which means we need one of these, which means we're going to have to just make a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to have to make... I'm just going to get a stack of these, throw them in the compressor over here, and then hope that that does what I want it to do. Going to make some draconium essence, or draconium ingots during that time as well, since I do need to get some. And what was the other thing we were waiting for? Oh yeah, the iridium. Where are we at with that? 8. So that's 4 more iridium, which means what we got 10 more to go. So how much nether essence do I have? Quite a bit. I don't know. How do you craft this up? It was like that. Do that. I wonder, does compressed netherrack work? That also brings up a point. I don't know if I showed this or not. I'll show it in a sec once I just get this sorted. But I actually made this thing recently. I forgot. I meant to mention it at the beginning, but I recently made this thing. It's called a rain shield. I've just thrown it up there because it just stops it raining. It's quite nice. I think it technically still rains, but it just stops it raining on my screen at the very least. But what I wanted to check is whether or not this... No, it doesn't do anything for us. Okay. That's fine. So what we'll do is just throw all that back. We'll have 9 stacks of netherrack. We'll have the wand out. And back to doing this all the way up to as high as we can. So there we are, that's sorted. And now I'm hungry. And hopefully I don't lose any of the items. I mean, we have our magnet on, so I'm hoping that is looking to be 9 stacks, so that is fine. Now hopefully that gives us what we need for that. So, yeah, we just need to wait for that now, plus the... Where was it? The... had something. Where was it? Jet plate, that was it. I needed the carbon ingots. It's weird having machines back here. I always forget they exist. So hopefully 32 is enough. I'm hoping, at least, again, that it is. So, one of those, that was fairly easy. We can actually just make those quite easily. We need 2 carbon thrusters. One of those, and then that. There is a carbon thingy majiggy. This thing, which I didn't know if we had. Actually, that might be a point. Do we have any spare? We do. Awesome. So then we wanted to do that, which is going to make the infused carbon jet plate, which then can be turned into the Wyvern chest plate. Words, can't speak them today. So now we're just going to have to, unfortunately, wait quite a long time for the draconium ingots, unless we have a lot of fertilizer spare. Not too much. I spent quite a lot of it, if I'm honest. I was just going to go and just basically fertilize all these things up, but we are going to, it looks like, have to wait for just a tiny little bit. Also, yeah, these have no RF in them, that's fine. They did earlier, obviously, when they're in their thing, so just worried about wasting power. But enough of that. Basically, yeah, we're just going to have to wait for the draconium stuff to do what it needs to do. I'm probably just going to... get my, where is it, fortune pick out. We'll just do this. 64, 65. We'll hold that there as a backup just in case. But yeah, basically, we need, well, for each of them, yeah, they're all the same. So each one needs 4 blocks. So that's in turn, you know, 16 blocks of draconium block. Oh yeah, Draconian blocks. We're gonna need 8 nether stars. We're gonna need a bunch more Draconian blocks for this, and a bunch of redstone blocks, Draconic cores, and then we're gonna need 5 more of these, so that's going to be 20 more, and then blocks of emeralds and more Draconian blocks. So I'm going to go and put in a notepad exactly the amount of materials I have, wait until I get them, and obtain the ones I do need, and we'll get on to making this Wyvern armor. And then after that, the plan is to make a set of awakened draconium. That's the crux. What am I after? I'm planning to try and make a awakened draconium block, which is going to require a lot of wyvern cores, which again is going to take a little while, and a dragon heart, which we have, and some draconium blocks as well. So, and 700 million RF. So that's going to be an interesting time. So yeah, what we're going to have to do is just spend a bit of time and maybe even just do some sieving of endstone. If I can get a lot of glowstone from like down here, then it might even just be worth putting that through and getting everything sorted there. And also apparently clearing this place out because, damn. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just going to have to also try and get this, damn it. What I was trying to do is that. Yeah, I need this iridium. So we're slowly getting there. And I'll also get on to obviously making what needs to be made for that. And as soon as we get the alchemical chest, I'm going to also do all the work I need for that one. But iridium, we are now 4 away. In fact, there's actually literally nether ores here that have probably what we need. What are you going to do? Just smelting gives me 1. Pulverize pulverize will give me 2, yeah. Right, so as soon as this is done, that should be the last 2 iridium we actually need to make these blocks, which is good. So I need iridium. Oh, iridium. Good. Good. There we are. And ludicrite. Finally. Just in case I need it for a quest, I'm just going to quickly check if I do. We do need ludicrite, but we need a lot of plutonium first. Now, yeah, I'm going to hope that updates that and that just does what we need. But if we need to make more, I'm guessing we'll have enough anyway to later. So now we need that. What do we use that for then? We're going to make that, which makes a fairly big chest. And what we can do now is put just somewhere. I guess we could just put it here for the moment. We're going to take the repair talisman and put it in the bottom. We're then going to, for example, take all these items, which can go in here. Yeah. And then put those in here, and hopefully, yeah, they should start increasing in their RF, their durability. That just gives us a bit more storage for stuff like that, and then we can, if I make a sawmill, for example, I can just go and obviously do the stuff with the leather armor. You know, the gold armor I can obviously turn into more gold, iron armor the same. And in fact, the iron armor can go back into these things, which I am using to make my iron. And yeah, should be a bit better time. Though, I'm probably going to end up going back to just normal spikes soonish, because it is a little bit of a hassle to deal with, and we don't need steel all that much. And as soon as I make some steel seeds, then it's not going to be a problem, is it? Because steel seeds are a thing that we can make, and probably will end up making fairly soon in time. So, again, not too much to worry about when it comes to it. But yeah, there's that full. It's slowly making it. I'm just going to take out the ones that are repaired and wait for this draconium to do what it needs to do and grow for us. Okay then, so looking at what I've written down, I'm hoping for every single, let's look it up quickly. For every single one of the Wyvern items, we're going to need 4 Draconium blocks, so times 4, that's 16. We're going to need 4 Wyvern cores, so that's, yeah, 4 in total. 4 energy cores, and 8 nether stars. So we should have 8 nether stars, 4 of each of these, and 4 of those all split up as they should be. So let's bring them over here We'll slip them into their slots. Again, doesn't really matter which one they go in, as long as they, you know, they're all there. Just do them on the outside, I think. And what we'll start with is our helmet first. So I don't know what the particular upgrades are. I mean, what, 2, 3. Yeah, we get the same actual armor. We can obviously add upgrades to it, so we can have RF capacity, shield recovery and stuff, which we'll probably do, because it's going to take us a little while to get to Draconic. But it only starts with 4 million compared to the 170 million this had, but at the beginning it only had 1 million, so it's not a huge problem for us. So we'll start this one. It's going to take a little while. It's charging it up. I mean, how many is it? It's 24 million RF, so it's taking a little while getting into there. So yeah, it looks like we actually might not have any more Yellorium in there. So what we'll do is make a bunch to go in here, because it's not our main source of power, but it's a good source of power at the very least. So yeah, that's looking good now. Other than that, might just put like a solar panel up here at some point. But there we are, the Wyvern helmet, which if you didn't know, and I don't think it's charging because of this, but I have set up something over here, which I forgot to actually mention, but I don't think it's actually, I feel like it's not from this, but basically under here, under this capacitor bank, I've got a wireless charger, which actually does look like it's doing its job and charging this up to 4 million RF. So there we are, and you can see in the bottom left-hand corner now we've got a shield as well as the RF there. So next, we're going to go on to the next piece. I think they all cost 24 million. Yeah, all the same resources, all the same cost in terms of RF. The only thing we're going to lose is the speed and the jump boost, but I mean, well, the jump boost we keep, but the speed we're going to lose, unfortunately. But I'm not too fussed about that, if I'm honest. Because as well, we can have jump boost on there and movement speed on the leggings and stuff as well. So we should, you know, it'll all end up working out as it should. But yeah, we just need to see right now. Yeah, 200, yeah, not 200 million, 20,000 RF per tick. So that's per tick, 20 ticks a second. Why is my... There we are. Looks like it was being confused. It looks really, really weird just on our head. Oh, that's just... Yeah, just that on our head is very, very, very weird. Yeah. Alright, at least we got the boots now. So that's up to 76. Now we're just working upwards to this. So yeah, now we've got 76 shield, and then this doesn't charge up fully. I think it's... Yeah, it looks like so the wireless charger just has the range to get over here, which is quite nice. So that's slowly charging up what we need. I don't think there's a charging sort of slot in here. No, there isn't. Also, yes, cyanite is coming out, which is good. There we are, Wyvern leggings, and we'll get that in as well. Let's put that on. See it charging up in the bottom, and then crafting this up, and that'll be our Wyvern armor, all done and sorted over here for Draconic Evolution. And then we obviously have to do Draconic armor, which takes a little while, and I'm thinking about possibly getting the Wyvern flux capacitor sorted as well, just as a battery setup. But 256 armor. Let's complete this quest right there. A tier 3 chance pendant. Okay, that's actually good, because we got some giant chance thingies earlier, whatever they were. So I guess that works out for us well. So yeah, we're now in the Wyvern armor. It's really cool looking, in my opinion. There's a lot of detail. It kind of feels like someone's built it by like using chisel and bits, pretty much, because you've got so many like individual kind of blocks out on itself. But yeah, it's really cool. I do like it. We're a little bit slower now, unfortunately, but we can fix that with our movement speed. We should be able to. I don't know if it would be just an upgrade. Yeah, these things. So, for example, that's dig speed, so that's not going to work. But where do we want? We want, yeah, movement speed, for example. So the movement speed can go on these. So we want an upgrade key, Eyes of Ender, Diamond, and Golden Apples. Those are just the regular Golden Apples. And then just a Wyvern or Draconic Core. Actually, we could do that now. I'm not sure, like, how difficult it is to make. It doesn't look too bad. So one of those. And then some of that. I knew I should have kept all these golden boots around. See? There is a reason to have them. Luckily, I have a few down here. All sorting themselves out. So, hopefully it works. Yep, with the enchantment. Fine. Ender. So we're going to get some blaze powder. We need 2 eyes of ender, I think. Where was it? 2 eyes of ender, 2 diamonds, 2 golden apples. So 2 diamonds. Apple. We've got a bunch of those, luckily, already. And then 1 draconic core, which is going to be there. So that should be everything we need. Put them all individually. And last 3 items. And the leggings will go in next. And they should then have some movement speed, which is really good. Not sure if... I think you have to go to like higher tiers to do it. Or no, to do it to certain ones. So to do it to... Oh, I guess... I see. Okay, so yeah, that goes up to basic. We'll be up to Wyvern. So when we get to Draconic and then Chaos, we need to do it again just to get it a little bit higher. But now we should, hopefully, have that. But I'm not sure on what the key for that is. So I'll have to look into that in a little bit. But yeah, we now at least have that sorted. So that's good. And now we need to get on to the last thing of this episode, I think at least, and that was I wanted to get some draconic or awakened draconium seeds sorted. Only the one, I'm happy with only having one. I'll just put it next to the nether star seeds here, put them there, and they'll at least get crafting or making because I don't think it's as bad. So, okay, it's not as bad. No, it's exactly the same actually. So obviously with the nether star ones, 9 turns into 1 shard, 3 shards then turn into 1 nether star, whereas with this it's 9 awakened draconium essence turn into 3 nuggets. Obviously you have to do it 3 times to get enough nuggets for an ingot, and then you can do whatever you want with it. But it's better than having to craft it from draconium essence or draconium blocks every so often. So it's very lucky that we got the awakened draconium crux, because otherwise we'd have to do this. Actually, to be fair, we'd have to do it 1 time anyway, but to get the block and also these. So time to get the block, we need draconium things, wyvern cores, which is going to take a little while, and then we need to after that, if I can find the thing, literally just got up here, then we need a dragon heart. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 wyvern cores. So that's then 30 draconic cores, 15 of these, I think, something like that. I don't know. I'll quickly look it up, but yeah, we have to go do that now. So I'm gonna get all those materials together and see if I had anything else down for today or not. If not, that'll be the last thing we do, and we'll just set it up on there and hopefully get some of the essence at least rolling in a little bit. Okay then, so I've gotten everything that I need together, and there was another thing that obviously I had mentioned that I wanted to make, and that was I wanted to make a Wyvern flux capacitor, which can basically hold 64 million RF, and we have all the materials over here for that one, so that is now ready to, you know, charge up in here. I'll just hold it in my inventory so it will charge up with the wireless charger. That also gets that quest completed. And then we have this here, which is going to be everything for this awakened draconium. So let's just put the dragon heart there, put that in there, and that'll make the 4 awakened draconium. So let's get rid of that. And from that one, then we can obviously then make 4 awakened draconium seeds, or ingots rather, to make 1 awakened draconium seed. So we'll get that crafting up. That's going to take however much. It was like 700 million RF. So have fun with that, reactor. Have fun. And then in the meantime, we want to just get some insanium on the go. So luckily for us, we now have the infinite master infusion crystal, so we don't have to worry about making any of those stuff. So yeah, we have 8 Superium already available, so we're gonna have 6144, and that's gonna be crafting up all that in there. So we've already got 2, but we still need 6 more to go, and we've got 17k Inferium there ready. So whilst that's doing all that, let's just quickly have a little peek down here, see what's up. Apparently we've got some Draconium Essence fall down here, which, yeah, that might be my fault, because I was basically, I made this scythe, this paper scythe, and I was like right-clicking quite a lot just to speed it up, because sometimes, you know, there's stuff over here that's grown and it's taken forever. But yeah, I'm impatient, pretty much, is the only way to really explain that. So we're at 40%. Obviously still making the 200,000 RF per tick. So that's all good, throw that in there. And then I'm gonna get rid of these guys. Because you are starting to annoy me. Which is why I need to move my portal, I think. At the very least. But yeah, I need to start thinking on how to get some other... Like, I was thinking during this time, like, there's certain items I can't actually get. Because, basically, yeah, there's certain ones I can't get because of, like... Oh yeah, basically, what I'm trying to say is, yes, I'm going to have all the fields and all the farms and stuff. That's perfect, that's fine, whatever. But it's not exactly going to do what I needed to do, which is like there's stuff like pink slimes and other stuff that we can't get from farms. There was another one which I actually can't remember what it was now. It wasn't guardians, it was something else similar to that. But yeah, even fluid cows, we can't get that stuff from farms. So we are going to have to work out how to get certain things. So I was actually thinking about doing laser drills, possibly. But I'm not 100% sure how I feel about doing that. I mean, I've got the power to do it, but whether or not I want to. Also, another thing, while that's also charging, I've went into controls, found the key. The reason it wasn't working is because it was bound to C, which is also the zoom key. So I've moved it to semicolon, which means we should... apparently we can change all the HUD stuff, that's nice. But we can go into Wyvern leggings. We should be able to, yeah, change the speed modifier and boost on sprint. When enabled, the modifiers you will have set will be reduced when you are not sprinting. So only will take effect when we're sprinting. So we've got 0% and then goes all the way up to 200%, which is like Quake Pro. So I'm assuming if we do that, yeah, so right now we're fine. We're just walking. If we press control, which is my run button, we'll boost up like that, which I think I'm going to keep it, but I think I might slow it down to slightly less than 200, just so it's not as jarring as that is. Or we'll just keep it on as 200 at all times. Maybe that'll be an interesting thing. But could be a fun time, just seeing how that goes. I feel like I need to change my FOV. Right, Awakened Draconium blocks. Luckily, again, we have 4 of you, so there's quite a lot there. Is the Insanium done? No, it's not. So we're going to have to make some seeds as well. That's going to be a thing. So I need... oh my god, I forgot how much of these we have now. I wish you could, like, turn them into... like, back in... Like, with the chunks, you can smelt them. I wish you could turn them back into the regular seeds you want. What was I need prosperity shards. And then essence. We're going to need some inferium. That was not what I was meant to do. Crafting. Seed. There it is. And then I'm going to have to wait until the Insanium's made, I think. Because obviously it's doing all that stuff. Yeah, we'll just quickly wait until that's finished, I guess. And I'll just run around having some fun with my 200% speed until then. Oh, that's very jarring as well. But yeah, I'll just run around like this for a little while, I guess. Okay then, so I've got all these ready to craft up. I thought I'd just get them done instead of having to waste time with them. But that is going to be a tier 5 seed, moves up then to a tier 6 seed over here. And then we're going to have the Draconium, the Awakened Draconium stuff there. And then we're going to need the Crux over here as well. So we're going to have to run into here, which I forgot how fast we were. We'll take away this one quickly. We'll throw a Crux there, that there. Swing our way back up, and it will be this one then. doing what we need. We'll take out these draconium things as well. Put all those there. So that one, again, it won't, I assume at least, we can't use the fertilizer just like on the nether star seeds, but we're going to just have to wait for this to grow. So it's going to be 9 for 3 nuggets. So we're going to need 27 of these before we can make 1 ingot, which does sound like quite a lot, but by the, you know, by AFKing and stuff and getting other stuff done, it does add up. I know we only made like 21 nether star seeds, or nether stars, but while nether stars are fine to kill a Wyvern, do that, you know, it saves us 700 million RF, and I guess saves us a bunch of other stuff like, you know, draconium stuff. A lot of draconium actually is just saved in general from this instead. So I want to see this when it grows, obviously, and it would be great if they you know, carried on going around, like, you know, they multiplied like the others did. But I think for now it is going to be a case of, and what I'll probably do in between episodes whilst doing this is I'm going to get rid of all the draconium. I'm going to go through every single seed that we have here. I'm just going to make 1 of every single one that I can currently. There are a few like the prismarine ones that I can't make. And a few other ones that require shards, and not shards, but chunks and stuff. But every one that I can make, so like the pulsating iron, the energetic alloy, vibrant alloy, dark steel, solarium, and stuff like that, I'm going to make 1 of every single one, and then it will multiply obviously up until we have a minimum of 80 of every single one, because that is the plan. So each one of these will be 80. I have got, well, not all of it now because I'd used some vibrant alloy earlier, but I have enough materials to make 89 more of these dimensional transceivers and 89 more farming stations. I did, though, forget to factor in making 89 of the growth accelerators. So, not the growth accelerators, it's the growth crystals. So we are going to have to do like 89 dragon fights, which is fun. But other than that, we shouldn't actually have many issues other than making these things, the growth accelerators. But what is it? 89 times 80, I guess. It's quite a lot, but we should be able to get there as soon as we just put Inferium seeds back on here, and just wait a little while, to be honest. But I think, though, that's going to be it for this episode. We're just going to quickly... Oh, is it grown yet? Or am I imagining things? Draconium... Okay, we got 3 Awakened Draconium Essence already. So we're quite lucky in the sake that sometimes it does give us more than 1. So we already got 3. So we are a third of the way to being a third of the way. So, if that makes any sense, we're a third of the way to getting 3 nuggets, which is a third of the way to getting an ingot. So, I mean, how many is it going to go up? Let's see how many it goes up before we end off. So we're at 3. Okay, it's only going to go up to 4, but it's hopefully going to speed up. But either way, that's going to be it for this episode now, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll probably move this like fusion crafting setup as well at some point. But yeah, I do like the reactor being here. It's quite nice actually to have. And I might add another tap, the flux power tap as well, just to work on that. But yeah, making quite a lot of power, making some cyanite, which we need a bunch of to make 64 plutonium, but we'll just do that in the background. And I'll see if there's any way of actually holding a ton of power that isn't just another one of these that we can maybe just filter it into as well instead of wasting it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.